so I did a thing. How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring along with me to test out the Fuji X100F and tell you why I got this camera. So let's jump right into it. In the world of being a photographer and videographer, we get caught up in basically the newest and the best gear out there. And all the time, really honestly, I feel like it's because of a marketing ploy from these companies. They always kind of promise to have the newest and best gear every single year to kind of provide the best, basically what it is for them to just create more money for their business, which in theory, it sounds perfect if you're a business owner, but in reality for the consumer, we get caught up in this hype that we need to get the best of the best because it's the newest thing, so it must be better than what it was last year, and it's like a never-ending cycle. Sometimes the new gear is really great because it's been a while since we've had that new gear come out. Like for example, the A7S III that came out, it's a fairly great camera now that it came out. I still haven't upgraded to that just yet because I don't really need to. My Sony A7 III is great, but the hype around that obviously it has been phenomenal because it really did back up what it needed to be for the upgrades needed when it comes down to that camera. But when it comes down to phones like iPhones, the 11, the 12, and all that stuff, you get caught up with, oh, I have to have the newest iPhone because of the marketing ploy. I still have my 11 iPhone. I never upgraded to the 12 just because it didn't really make sense to go for that. So now when it came down to getting this Fujifilm camera, I wanted to get something compact that I could bring along with me when I'm on the go and just wanting to shoot some photos while I'm just kind of walking around and not having to bring my big full frame camera setup. That's why I went with the Fujifilm X100F. The reason why I didn't go with the V, well, it didn't make sense to spend more money on a camera that it's just going to be for walking around kind of style. So I wanted to get this camera myself just for the price point overall. And I know that Sony makes compact cameras. I've seen some of the RCX weird names and everything like that. They're great, but the price point just didn't make sense for what it was and what I was gonna have to do myself. So I actually snagged this camera off of eBay for $750 used straight from Japan actually, apparently, which got to me in like 3 days, which was really awesome to see because obviously it's coming all the way from Japan, but it saved me off a lot of money because every time that I was trying to look for used cameras of the Fujifilm, the X100F, I kept seeing that they were about $1,000 used. So I didn't really feel comfortable with that price point when it come down to buying a used camera that I was just going to use for going about to shoot some photos. Overall, I just got this camera just to be able to go out and shoot and have some fun taking photos. But with that said, we're going to go take some photos and then, kind of give my final thoughts at the end of what I feel about this camera. But just excited to just have this and go take some photos and have some fun. So let's get to it. And those were all the photos that we just kind of took on a little bit of a walk that we're just doing around here to test out the camera. It's nothing fully in depth, but I just wanted to kind of test this camera out a little bit more. I've had it for a couple of days, and honestly, it's just been kind of cool to just have a different camera from Sony, because I mean, I do love Sony, but just something compact and useful to just take out with me to keep creating. That's the main thing for me, is just getting gear that I know I'm gonna use and have fun using it to keep creating, whether it's for YouTube, for myself, for clients, or anything like that. It's just, as long as it's keeping you productive, that's all it is. With this camera, it's been kind of cool and exciting because I love shooting film. I just don't like shooting film because of the basically having to get it developed and all that stuff, that scenario. So Fuji is kind of like the closest you can get to it. I mean, I've done a video about simulating film and stuff like that, but obviously Fuji has those simulations in camera and stuff like that too, so it's kind of cool. I want to test that out a little bit further with my Pentax and see how it looks, but that'll save that for another video another time, just to kind of compare and see what basically how the photos turn out from the Fuji to a Pentax and compare them a little bit. So if you like that idea, let me know down below, leave a comment, let me know what you think on that one. You know, keep myself accountable to keep creating these cool little videos, I guess, in my mind at least. I enjoy making them, so it's always fun to just kind of create this kind of stuff. So, but that's all I got about for this camera for now. In all honesty, it's a pretty great camera for the price point, so that's why I wanted to get used, and it's just something that I'm going to be using more often when I go on about and just have some fun taking some photos for myself, and that I want to post for social media that aren't too anything creative in a sense of like just having to for projects and stuff like that. So that's one of the main things that I'm really excited about this camera. At the end of the day, the gear that you get is to help you keep creating and get more and more outside to just keep doing what you want to do, as long as you enjoy it, obviously. So that's what the point of this camera was for me. It's going to keep me accountable to keep going outside and just having fun to create. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.